The SCP Foundation contains thousands of SCPs, but their anomalous properties are rarely well understood. In our new SCP study series, we will try to take a deeper look into some of the more interesting anomalies. We will try to find potential uses for them, as well as new containment protocols, and try to get a clearer picture of how these SCPs work. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of our upcoming Exploring SCP videos. Let us know which SCP you would like to see explored in this way in the comments below. SCP-094 appears to be a perfectly black sphere, 64 inches in diameter, suspended approximately 10 feet off the ground with no apparent means of support. SCP-094 has been classified as a miniature event horizon. Any matter that moves into the sphere, including light, is irretrievably gone. However, it is not a black hole since it does not exert a gravitational pull. SCP-094 occasionally emits a number of different sounds, including sounds of nature, static buzzing, and sometimes even human speech. It is currently unknown whether these sounds originate from the entity itself or from the objects which it has consumed. SCP-094 was discovered in the 1920s in Argentina, and at the time was estimated to be about 10 inches in diameter. Analysis of historical records indicates that the diameter of SCP-094 doubles in size approximately every 31 years. No way is currently known to either contain or slow down the expansion of the anomaly. Thus, SCP-094 poses an existential threat to the world as its exponential growth suggests it will completely engulf planet Earth in the year 2690. So now that we know what the anomaly is, we will explore its behavior and make some calculations related to its expansion. First off, let's start with the nature of SCP-094. What is it exactly? Considering the fact that the SCP universe is full of alternate realities and pocket dimensions, it is reasonable to assume that the outer border doesn't erase matter out of existence, but is rather a one-way portal that leads to an alternate reality. Furthermore, the entity itself is likely sentient as it is known to emit specific sounds. Regardless of whether these sounds are created by 094 or somehow make it back through the one-way portal, both of these scenarios would imply that 094 is capable of understanding the concept of sound, and especially human speech, as it is able to either recreate human speech or let these sounds escape the alternate dimension. Now let's take a look at its expansion rate. From its wiki entry, we know that SCP-094 was about 10 inches in diameter during the 1920s, and that it has been doubling its size roughly every 31 years. Using this information, we can calculate a rough lower boundary of when it came into existence as well as the point at which running away from it would be impossible. Let's begin by establishing that the anomaly couldn't have been smaller than a Planck length. A Planck length is a physical constant roughly equal to 5 times 10 to the power of minus 35 feet. According to the laws of physics, talking about anything smaller than this is meaningless. Knowing 094's rate of expansion, we can calculate it would have had a diameter equal to that of a Planck length about 3500 years ago, or around the time of the first Chinese Empire. So in theory, the anomaly should have come into existence any time from that period to the moment it was first discovered. Now let's take a look at its expansion in the future. As stated in the SCP Wiki, 094 will fully engulf the Earth around the end of the 27th century. At that point, it would expand at a rate of about 1 meter per minute. The speed sounds relatively small, and human civilization will likely be advanced enough at that point to leave planet Earth and seek to colonize another planet such as Mars, Jupiter's moon, Europa, or maybe even a planet outside of the solar system. But the seemingly slow speed of around 1 meter per minute should not give us false hope, as the nature of exponential growth means that this speed will very quickly grow to become unstoppable. Let's look even further into the future. SCP-094 will have a diameter of around 186 million miles, or 300 million kilometers before the year 3200. At that point, it would have completely engulfed the Sun. It would also be expanding with a speed of 690 miles per hour, or 1000 kilometers per hour. A little more than 100 years later, it will be larger than the solar system. Before the year 4000, it will reach a diameter of more than 31 light years. This is when its expansion will surpass the speed of light, and nothing will be able to escape it, as no physical object can move faster than light. Even if a ship was to leave Earth right now, with the hope of escaping the destructive anomaly, it would be moving at a constant speed less than that of light. Mathematics tells us that an object moving with exponentially increasing speed will always, at some point, get ahead of an object moving at a constant speed, even if that constant speed was initially much faster than the growing one. Let's assume that a ship leaves Earth right now, traveling at the speed of light. It would be able to survive for less than 3000 years before SCP-094 catches up. With all of that said, it is clear that the long-term survival of our planet will rely on successfully containing the anomaly. Due to the nature of SCP-094, no physical object will be able to restrain it, as it cannot be moved. Taking it to an alternate dimension is not possible. There is one anomaly, however, that might be able to help us. SCP-184 is a small, smooth metallic object 4 inches in diameter in the shape of a dodecahedron. When inside an enclosed structure, SCP-184 expands the room's inner dimensions without altering its outer dimensions by several hundred meters each day. Initially, 184 only extends the wall outwards, causing rooms to become much larger without adjusting the height of the room. This expansion continues until the original dimensions of the room have been tripled. At this point, it starts creating new rooms. The idea behind using SCP-184 as 094 containment is the following. We build a small room around the sphere with a single opening, and we place SCP-184 inside, glued to the wall exactly near the opening. Due to the effect of the anomaly, the room will get bigger and bigger with a speed of at least 200 meters per day. As we've talked earlier, the exponential growth of 094 will at some point surpass the speed at which the room it inhabits gets bigger and bigger, and at some point, the growing dark sphere will completely engulf the expanding room where it is placed. Due to the massive head start in terms of speed that the expanding room has, this would not happen until several hundred years in the future. 184 only expands the interior of a building, not the exterior. So even when 094 swallows the room entirely, from our perspective it would still be the same size as the exterior of the room, so it would have grown very little from the initial point of containment. At this point, we would have taken SCP-184 out of the room, and we will have built another room, repeating the process. If this procedure is applied correctly, this may be a successful strategy to contain an anomaly that would otherwise end our existence. So now that we've probably dealt with the dangers of SCP-094, let's try to put it to good use. The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to using SCP-094 is a garbage disposal system. We can use it to get rid of any physical object that is not reusable and that can be dangerous to the environment if not disposed properly, such as used nuclear fuel or toxic chemical waste. It may even be the only successful termination attempt against SCP-682, as we've discussed in our SCP-682 vs. Black Hole video. However, as we said earlier, SCP-094 probably transports all that it has engulfed into an alternate dimension, rather than destroying it. If SCP-094 is contained using the method we suggested earlier, The plan to use it as a garbage disposal system may turn out to be impossible. 094 would be hidden somewhere inside 184's endless maze after all. Besides, we have other SCPs that can probably be even more useful, such as SCP-123. So in the end, 094's possible usages may turn out to be too good to be true. Yes, it seems to destroy everything it engulfs, but it would be far from perfect if we threw SCP-682 inside of it, and saw it flying towards us a few years later. This concludes our video on SCP-094's nature and possible uses. So what do you think? Could we permanently contain SCP-094 using SCP-184? Which other SCPs would you like to see us explore in the same way? Let us know in the comments below. Please make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, as we have many more interesting exploring SCP videos coming up. And as always, we will see you in the next video.